Door has a blown airbag on it. Let's see what happens. What? I messed up real bad, but as of right now the car is completely dead. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode on my channel. So we are back again to work on the E36. Today we're gonna have another long video. I have another couple of things to do on the BMW. I'm gonna try to do them all in this video. So first of all, as you seen in the previous video, we have successfully polished the hood. The hood is looking pretty good. Also, I have put all those pieces together. The front temperature sensor. This door is as good as new on the driver's side. The tail light, the rear, the reverse lights are also functioning perfectly. So today we're gonna start with the passenger side door. We're gonna disassemble it, look inside, and put it together back to spec with new clips and the tweeter connected again. I am expecting to see another speaker on that side, and from there I'm gonna move to that oil leak on the engine. I'm gonna have that leak stopped in this video, or at least try to. And if that leak has stopped, I'm gonna drive the car a little bit and see if the leak is gone. As you can see, the car is already on jacks. I already put it in the air to check out that leak, and after the leak is fixed, we go from there, guys, and let's see what happens. So let's start the video with checking out the front door. Let's go. Now for this door panel right here, it is in worse shape than the driver's side because it is cracked right here, and it has a bolt piercing it through there, maybe to hold it in place, because this one maybe it has the clips broken as the driver's side door. So let's disassemble all this to see what's behind it. Hopefully no nasty surprises, and let's start the work. As you have seen, I've taken apart this old door, and this car is continuing to throw curveballs at me. I have found a little surprise in this door. I have told you guys in the previous videos, the car has taken a hit on the front, and I thought it was just metal work. That's why that rust parts, because who replaced those parts did a poor job doing it. But after all, there is a couple of things that has to do with it, with that little fender bender. I have found, besides the speaker that was obviously hanging like the other door, I was expecting that, I have found out that this door has a blown airbag on it. As you can see, this airbag is gone. It was just here, just for show, because this doesn't do anything. And also, this door hasn't been locking up with a central locking. Since I have bought the car, I thought it was just something disconnected inside, but after all, it's missing a piece right here that controls the electric locking, that should be connected to this piece, and there is nothing in here. Luckily that piece is pretty cheap, and the airbag as well, but all those things added up, this car is taking is taking me to bankruptcy, and it is what it is. I need to finish it up. So I have already ordered the parts, but they come from other countries in Europe, so I'll have to wait a couple of days. They will not arrive in time for this video, but hopefully in the next one I will have this door completely reassembled and working the electric locking and the airbag in place as good as new. So as of right now, let's tackle that oil pan leak and go on from there, guys. So let's go. I have already lifted the car in the air, drained out all the oil. It is already pitch black and it is all burned and smells awful again. So we need to change it because this oil is basically gone. So let's go under the car so I can show you where it is leaking. This is where it is leaking on the oil pan. As you can see, there is a little patch here and it's leaking from there. So I'm gonna grind it all out and put a new patch. I have bought a thing in the store that hopefully it will work. So let's grind it out, put a new one in and see if that resolves the issue. If not, I have to buy a different product, but as of right now, let's try with the one that I have. So as you can see, I got it all out and it has a huge hole in the oil pan. I didn't think it was this bad. The piece of repair that was in there came out pretty easy. It was already pretty loose, that's why it was leaking. Here it is. It was just this piece right here and it came out in one piece. So now I will prepare this product that I bought. It comes with a bar. I need to mix it up, cut it, mix it up so it can mixture the hardener and the other substance, and it is supposed to be solid in 5 minutes and totally cured in 24 hours. So let's try this repair. If this works, awesome. If not, I'm gonna try something else. So let's get this in the oil pan, mix it up and see if it will work. So as you can see, the product is in place. Now let's wait for it to dry up to see if it will hold the oil in or not. It has been a couple of days later. I have been busy working on other things and this is the end result. No more leaks, at least while the car is off. I have not started the engine yet. I did have to patch it up because the first time I have put the product it started leaking a little bit, so I put a little bit more and the leak has stopped. It's been like this for a couple of days and no more oil anywhere. So hopefully that will be it for this problem. Later when I start the car I will check it out again to see if it starts leaking, but hopefully it will not. Hopefully that fix will work and the car will leak no more oil, but I only can test that when I started the car and drive it a little bit. The car is like this with oil on the engine about 3 days now and no leaks, so that is a good sign. The first time that I patched it up, a little leak started appearing after a couple of hours. So after 3 days, no leaks in the oil pan. So I think that is it, but we only can tell when we start this engine. So let's try and get this engine started to see if that leak has stopped for good. I have reconnected the battery. The car is on neutral. We have power. Let's see what happens. What? Maybe the battery is dead. It is weird. I'll check the battery and try again in a few seconds. So guys, the battery is a 100% or at least 80%, so it should start. There should be enough power to start the car, but nothing happens. I already went here checking all the fuses and all is well. I have dig a little bit on the internet and I have messed up real bad, guys. Let me tell you what is happening right now with the car. So what has happened with the car after all? I messed up real bad, as I've said. This is a kind of a weird situation. It has to do with the key and the anti-theft system with this car. I have changed the battery on the key and also changed these buttons right here because the old ones were pretty worn out. And while doing it, I found a piece of plastic like half the size of a fingernail. I'll put an image for you guys to see, but the scale is, this is a thing, a really little thing, and I thought that must be some plastic bit that broke off from something, and I threw it out. And what that was the transponder for the anti-theft system that was coded to this car, and now the car doesn't even start because it's missing that transponder. I have beat myself up for that, but rather than beat myself up, I have found the solution. At least I hope it is the solution. So I have digged on the internet for a couple of hours and I found that it is a machine that can code those transponders to the EWS system on the car, that is the anti-theft system. So I'll have to take out the EWS of this car. I already taken it out. I'm gonna pass the clip right now. I'm thinking it's the last one because it's alone and I've seen videos on the internet and was always alone. So let's try to get it out. So EWS, that must be it. Let me put down the phone and try to get it out with the two hands. So it is out. This is how it is. Now I'm gonna try to open the back side of it to reveal the interior, to make sure I have the correct piece. So let's open this up. And here it is of the car. This is the EWS system and this is what makes the car not start right now. Not this, but the transponder that it's missing, but this is what communicates, the transponder communicates with. There is a ring on the ignition that receives the signal from the transponder that is inside the key and send it to this EWS, and this unlocks the car, unlocks the ignition system, and as of right now, since it's missing the transcoder inside the key, it does nothing. So I have ordered a piece of kit that will arrive in a couple of weeks, and that basically connects to this chip right here and can code new transponder to empty key slots that is on the chip. At least that is the theory. I have seen a couple of videos on YouTube and it worked out well, I think, for those guys, so hopefully it will work out for me as well. I could bypass this, but I do not want to do it. I rather have a working key and a working anti-theft system, and maybe if that works, maybe even called a second key, because this car only has one. But but now I'll have to wait for it to arrive. It will arrive in a couple of weeks, but as of right now the car is completely dead. It doesn't run. I cannot test if it is leaking or not, and it is totally my fault. How could I know that a little piece of plastic could make this car not run? And it was just loose inside the key. I don't think that is good engineering, but it's alright. I have figured it out, hopefully, and we'll try that solution maybe, hopefully soon, and I'll make a video on it. And if it works, it's crisis avoided. If it does not work, a new key from BMW, I don't know, it must be thousands of dollars, or in my case euros. Hopefully it's not needed, because the machine that I have bought to code the new transponder and two new transponders was only 25 euros. So if that works, hell, it's 25 euros. I'm not sweating on it, but damn it, I feel real bad. Couldn't have known. Just to have to figure it out, the solution, and not beat myself up more than I already have. So guys, I've been busy working on other stuff while the repair kit on the oil pan was drying, and I'm gonna show you the clip next. Hope you guys like the result. So let's show you that clip. Guys, this has begun as a test, just to see if I could get this sunroof recovered as good as the hood, and it turns out it is recoverable, and it came out pretty good for what it was. I initially thought it had some matte paint on it, but after all it just was the old paint and all the sun that was getting on it that just burned out the first layer of the clear coat. But I have sanded it down, polished it up, and look at the results. It's not perfect, of course, but I think it looks pretty good. As you can see, there is a lot of flakes, of metal flakes in there, and it looks, in the overall picture, it is an awesome result. That means I do not have to paint it, and I think the roof, it's also the same thing. I will try to sand it down and paint it, not painted, sand it down and polish it and see if it will come out as the sunroof. I think it will. This is pretty rough. I even thought that this was some kind of paint, of matte paint, but turns out it is not. So let's try a little section just to see how it will turn out, and if that works out well, that is good news. One last thing to paint, just the things that I'll need to paint will be the fender and the front grille and a little bit of the hood. So guys, let's try it out and see how it will be in the end. Let's go. Here we are after all the polish and sanding, and this is the end result. I know it's not perfect, guys, but it looks 100 times better than it was. Look at it, this difference. The paint is now much more reflective, and I think the end result is just good for what I want, and that way I will not have to paint the car. That is what I am trying to avoid. So now let's get the other part of the roof done, and that will be all the faded areas done. Now next we'll polish the rest of the car, but not sand it, just polish, because the rest of the paint is not as bad as this was. So let's get back to work and finish up this roof. So guys, the polishing is done. As you can see, it's not perfect, but that was expected. But also it is pretty good for what it was before. The paint is much more reflective and has the shine on it, and the flakes on the metal paint are there. So that is it for the polishing. So guys, with that polishing done, that will be the end of this video. Unfortunately, we have that setback, my fault of course, with the EWS system on this car, the anti-theft. So hopefully that piece that I've ordered is gonna fix that and the car will start right up, but we'll have to wait a couple of days for it to get here. But at least the polishing went well and the roof is looking good. So that will be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you have liked it. Please leave a like and a sub as always, and tell me what you think about this build in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.